WWE's Crown Jewel has come and gone, and I needed about 24 hours to process the entire event before I could give a honest and true review on the entire thing. So, here's what I thought. The Saudi Arabia event, Crown Jewel, has been a staple over the last couple of years, and really, this past Crown Jewel was probably one of the best that we have seen in the many years that we've been going to Saudi Arabia. First, let's talk about the crowd, the venue, and the production. Production, like WWE always does, the vignettes, the video packages, and the overall look of the event was fantastic. When it comes down to the crowd, this was one of the more energetic crowd, the more enthusiastic crowds, but they were very particular on who they cheered for, and that was friggin' annoying. I want to see the crowds get hyped for every single match, so for the people watching at home, there's not this dip in what we're feeling when it comes to each match. What I found is at the start of the show, the crowd got really hyped, and then a couple of matches started and it just died. And then the people that they wanted to see picked it up again, and then they took the show home. But for me, this crowd was really energetic from the start and the finish, but the middle of the show just died out, and it was really hard to get entertained and enthusiastic about it. And I'm going to touch on each match individually, so bear with me. First off, starting with Sami Zayn and JD McDonough. Oh my God, the crowd was so excited for Sami Zayn, and obviously JD McDonough was just there to make Sami Zayn look good, and boy, did he ever. There was a couple of sketchy spots in this match that I was a little concerned with, where JD almost hung himself on the ropes, which was completely terrifying. But overall, I think JD McDonough and Sami Zayn had one of the best matches of the night, and it's really sad to see that it was in the pre-show. But with that being said, you can't take anything away of where they're booked. They just went out and performed, and they did a hell of a job. I thought this match was 4 out of 5 stars. Seth freaking Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. Holy shit, this was the best match of the night. If Uncle Dave does not give this 4.5 out of 5 stars, I'm disappointed with Uncle Dave, but aren't we always disappointed with said Uncle Dave? No, Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins really came out and showed the quality that Seth and Drew can provide to any show. I love the crowd behind this. I think Drew and Seth really told a phenomenal story through and through with everything, and honestly, I was really disappointed with the outcome of the match. I really thought that Drew was going to take this match and run with it and take the world title and hopefully sign a new contract if he hasn't already, but it doesn't matter. We got a new feud that I think is going to carry all the way to Royal Rumble, because I believe that Drew McIntyre is going to need to prove a little bit more that he can take this heel run and go somewhere with it. This whole I want Seth Rollins at his 100% is going to die real quick, and obviously the little hint of getting help from the Judgment Day might run with it. This match was amazing. Following the match, we obviously knew that Damian Priest was going to come down and tease a cash-in, but again, Sami Zayn comes out with the saves, gets one of the biggest pops of the night, and steals Senior Money in the Bank's Money in the Bank briefcase. So we got a whole lot of stuff to get excited for when it comes to Monday Night Raw. Now, this is where I started to get disappointed with the crowd and the production. This is one of those ones where you had the fatal 5-way match between Rhea Ripley, Nia Jax, Raquel Rodriguez, Zoe Stark, and Shayna Baszler, and the crowd died. Even with the special entrance that Rhea Ripley got, which I thought was going to try to keep the crowd alive, it flattened out, and this match was actually decent. I'm not going to say it was one of the greatest women's matches of all times, but this match went, and Zoe Stark is the MVP of this match. This girl showed up and showed out and proved that she can be a dominant force in this women's division. I am so impressed with the performance of Zoe Stark. I could just end my review of this match there. What we did get to see, though, is Nia Jax get dominated by 4 different women, and we got Raquel Rodriguez and Rhea Ripley showing up to reenact that feud that they had from NXT, which I really enjoyed. Shayna Baszler was kind of just the punching block. Minus the Zoe Stark performance, I found this match was okay. I'd give it probably a 2.5 out of 5 stars, but the crowd didn't help it. So maybe I'm looking at it with a biased opinion because the crowd was so flat, but these women did show up, put on a really good performance. And what I saw there is there's a lot of women in the division that can go after Rhea Ripley, and there's a lot of storylines that can be held to go and take Rhea Ripley's title. But like always, Mommy is still on top and still your women's world heavyweight champion. Solo Sikoa and John Cena, and this is not an outcome I expected. Solo Sikoa turned up on his first solo match against anyone since he debuted at Clash at the Castle on a premium live event. Holy shit, it's been over 14 months. Here's the thing. Solo went out to unalive John Cena, and I really enjoyed this match. Not because of my bias towards John Cena, but because I thought they told a very good story. John Cena got a lot of action in, but Solo showed dominance. It brought me back to the Umaga feud back in the early 2000s. I don't think that they're trying to book Solo as the new Umaga, which is a good thing because Solo has his own character, but man, did they make Solo look like he has a lot more to do with the Bloodline storyline coming out of this than anything else. He showed up, he put on a great match, and there's going to be a nice little story going into Survivor Series and the potential of John Cena's last match. This match turned out really good. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Can't complain with it. Logan Paul versus Rey Mysterio for the United States Championship. Listen, if anybody didn't see the writing on the wall that Logan Paul was going to become the next United States champion, you're absolutely blind. We're going into December. We're going into the biggest marketing time for WWE next to WrestleMania. They are going to sell a ton of US titles because Logan Paul is going to be carrying that everywhere on all his social media platforms. This is a positive thing for WWE. Was the match good? I thought it was great. Logan Paul showed that he is one of the best performers in WWE, and Rey Mysterio, like the legend he is, allowed it to happen. We had the brass knuckles segment, and we had the whole thing with Santos Escobar putting the brass knuckles in the ring suspiciously and running after Logan Paul's manager to help Logan Paul then use those brass knuckles against Rey Mysterio. I thought this match was great. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Let's move on. Logan Paul is your new United States champion. Io Sky versus Bianca Belair. We always knew this was going to be shenanigans. Before the shenanigans showed up, Bianca Belair and Io Sky put on a hell of a performance. This match was really good. Io Sky got to show that she is a solo performer. She does not need damage control, but obviously Bayley decided to show up and try and help, but Io had her own insurance policy when it comes to getting help, and that was the returning Kairi Sane. First off, the new look of Kairi Sane was incredible. I like this little dark demeanor that she has. We now have the Stardom package brought back together, and I think we see a little move away from damage control from Io Sky, and Kairi Sane being her like number one to back her. So this is going to be a real interesting feud once we get back stateside on Friday Night SmackDown and see what they're going to do here. The returning Kairi Sane really showed some dominance when it came to taking out Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair had really no chance, and Io Sky retained her WWE Women's Championship. I'll give this match 3.5 out of 5 stars. Cody Rhodes versus Damian Priest. I expected better. I'm not gonna lie. I thought this match was going to tear the roof off. These guys did a really good job, but you've seen both of them carry matches in Backlash and at WrestleMania and Hell in a Cell. Both of these guys are phenomenal performers, but for me, this match fell flat. Cody Rhodes with the W to keep the crowd happy, and it felt like the crowd started to liven up after this, but it was one of those ones where it was still really tough to watch. I enjoyed the match, but I just thought it could have been better. 2.5 out of 5 stars. Cody Rhodes with the W. Roman Reigns versus LA Knight for the WWE Universal Championship. If any of y'all thought LA Knight was going to win this match, like myself, we were all clueless. I really believe now that WWE is going to book Roman Reigns right to SummerSlam 2024, so he beats Hulk Hogan's record, and he is number 2 in all times for WWE Championship. Yes, guys, it is getting stale. They do need to revamp it, and obviously Roman taking all these breaks is really difficult to watch. I want to enjoy professional wrestling like everyone else, but there is a massive problem when it comes to Roman Reigns holding the title for nearly 4 years, but only defending the title under 100 times. Hulk Hogan, I believe, defended the title 486 times in his reign, and Roman Reigns, I believe, is only at 58. So this is a problem where you say, oh yeah, Roman's one of the greatest of all time, but he only defended his title like 60 times in that 4 years. There's a problem there. I love the Bloodline storyline, but I am starting to turn on it. I don't know how you guys feel, but it is what it is. I thought this match really showed a good overall dynamic, but obviously the Bloodline Bloodline has to get involved to help Roman defend his title. Are we going to see a change moving forward? I don't know. We're not going to see Roman until 2024 now. It's kind of annoying, but it's how this is being booked. I'm not a fan of it anymore. I think I'm turning on it. I love the Bloodline and the acknowledge me, but it's getting a little bit stale, guys. I might be wrong. Let me know in the comments. This match for me was 4 stars out of 5. How did you guys feel Crown Jewel was? For me, it felt like a really overhyped house show. It was a small arena, decent production, but it was too small of an arena for this big of a card. Guys, let me know in the comments. Like always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and put the bell on for all notifications. Take care.